If you or someone you love is applying for a marriage-based green card right now, stop everything and watch this video. USCIS has made some of the biggest changes to the marriage green card process in years. More interviews, stricter document requirements, higher fees. And in some cases, people are being detained at their own green card interviews. This is not a drill. These changes are real, they are happening right now in 2026, and they affect hundreds of thousands of couples across the United States. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what changed, why it changed, and what you need to do to protect your case. Welcome back to Immigration Radar USA, the channel where we break down U.S. immigration news in simple, plain English, so you always know what's happening and what it means for you. I'm your host, and today we are covering one of the most important immigration updates of 2026, the major changes to the marriage-based green card process. Everything we are sharing today is based on official USCIS policy updates, government announcements, and verified reporting from immigration law professionals across the country. This is not rumor. This is not speculation. This is what is actually happening right now. So let's get into it. Change number 1. Mandatory in-person interviews for everyone. Let's start with the biggest change. Every single marriage green card case in 2026 now requires an in-person interview. No exceptions. USCIS has eliminated the limited waiver provisions that used to exist, meaning both you and your spouse must now appear before an immigration officer to verify the legitimacy of your marriage. JQK law. In the past, certain couples, especially those who had been married for a long time or had strong documentation, could sometimes skip the interview. That option is gone. And these are not quick, friendly conversations. These interviews include enhanced vetting procedures. Expect questions about your relationship history, your daily life together, your future plans, and specific details that only a genuine couple would know. Officers may also review social media accounts and conduct background investigations more thoroughly than in previous years. JQK law, yes, they are looking at your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp activity. So make sure what you post online matches what you say in that interview room. Change number 2. Medical exam must be submitted upfront. This one catches a lot of people off guard. Previously, many applicants filed their I-485 first and submitted Form I-693, the immigration medical exam, later, often only when USCIS sent a request for evidence. That option is now gone. As of December 2, 2024, USCIS requires most adjustment of status applicants to include a completed Form Y-693 with their initial I-485 submission. If you don't include it, USCIS may reject your entire application package. Peterson law. This is a major change because it means you now need to schedule your appointment with a USCIS designated civil surgeon before you even file your application, not after. This adds time and cost to the very beginning of the process. So if you were planning to file soon, make sure you have already completed your medical exam. Do not wait. Change number 3. You must choose adjustment of status or consular processing, not both. If you are filing a marriage-based green card, your Form I-130 petition now requires you to select one option: adjustment of status within the United States or consular processing at a U.S. embassy abroad. You cannot select both, and you cannot leave it blank. If you do, USCIS will route the petition at its own discretion, and that may not match your intentions. Peterson law. This is a decision you need to make carefully, ideally with an immigration attorney, before you file. Picking the wrong option or leaving it blank can have serious consequences for your case timeline and outcome. Change number 4. Only electronic payments accepted. As of October 29, 2025, USCIS no longer accepts paper checks or money orders for most filings. You will need to pay electronically using Form G-1450 for credit or debit card payments or Form G-1650 for ACH bank transfers. Peterson law. And each form requires its own separate payment. Gone are the days of writing one big check and calling it done. Every form, every separate fee. Change number 5. Only the latest form edition is accepted. USCIS released the January 20, 2025 edition of Form I-485, and as of April 3, 2025, it is the only accepted edition. Submitting an older version will result in rejection. Peterson Law. This sounds like a small technical detail, but it is not. Check the edition date at the bottom of every page before you file, and make sure all pages come from the same edition. USCIS will reject applications with mismatched or outdated pages. Peterson Law. Always download your forms fresh from the official USCIS website, uscis.gov, every single time you file. Never use a form you saved months ago. Change number 6. Stricter public charge rules. The public charge doctrine has been significantly expanded in 2026, introducing stricter scrutiny of applicants' ability to be self-sufficient. Immigration officials now evaluate multiple factors, including English language proficiency, financial stability, credit history, savings, health screening, and work history. JQK Law. What this means is that the financial sponsorship form, the I-864, Affidavit of Support, is no longer enough on its own. Beyond the traditional I-864, officers now examine credit history, savings, and overall financial health more closely. JQK Law. You need to show that you and your sponsor are financially stable, not just that you meet the minimum income requirement on paper. Now let's talk about what all of this actually means for you. Longer processing times. Green card processing times are expected to increase significantly in 2026 due to USCIS backlogs and increased vetting. I-485 applications are expected to take between 9 to 15 months or more. These delays are driven by high application volumes, staffing shortages, and stricter security checks. Immigration Lawyer Blog. If you are hoping for a quick resolution, plan for a longer wait. Start early, file correctly the first time, and be patient. Much higher documentation standards. USCIS has tightened expectations around documentary evidence. Officers are placing greater emphasis on comprehensive, well-organized submissions that clearly demonstrate a shared life together. Couples are increasingly expected to provide multiple forms of overlapping proof rather than relying on a limited set of documents. Kasai and Prius Law. Simply showing shared bills is no longer sufficient. In some cases, USCIS officers have been conducting interviews with family members and neighbors to verify that a marriage is genuine. Mundo Legal. You need joint bank accounts, joint leases or mortgage documents, joint utility bills, travel photos together, affidavits from friends and family. A full, layered picture of your life as a couple. The risk of detention at interviews. This is the part that is making headlines, and rightfully so. USCIS officers have been increasingly working alongside Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, to identify and flag green card applicants they believe are potentially ineligible for benefits. Those flagged for additional review have faced immediate detention at their green card interviews. Immigration Lawyer Blog. Although the law allows visa overstays to be forgiven for those married to U.S. citizens, USCIS officers have been reporting visa overstays to ICE during green card interviews, resulting in immediate detention. Mundo Legal. Now, it is important to be clear here. The primary risk group includes individuals who have fallen out of status before their interview, those with prior deportation orders, criminal history, or fraudulent entry. For the vast majority of couples filing genuine marriage-based cases, detention is not a realistic concern. JQK Law. But if you have any immigration violations in your history, an overstay, a prior removal, anything, please consult with a qualified immigration attorney before you go to that interview. Do not walk in unprepared. An estimated 20% increase in denials. USCIS reports an estimated 20% increase in denials in 2026. Immigration Lawyer Blog. That is a significant jump. And many of these denials are happening not because marriages are fake, but because the documentation was incomplete or inconsistent. Small gaps in your evidence, inconsistencies between what you wrote on your forms and what you say in the interview, these are now being treated very seriously. What you should do right now. Here is the bottom line, what you need to do. Number 1. If you have not filed yet, gather strong, comprehensive evidence of your genuine marriage. Think of it as building a legal case. Number 2. Get your medical exam done early. Do not wait until after you file. Number 3. Download only the latest versions of all USCIS forms directly from uscis.gov. Number 4. Pay each form fee separately using the new electronic payment methods. Number 5. Decide early whether you are doing adjustment of status or consular processing, and mark it clearly on your I-130. Number 6, and this is the most important one, consult an immigration attorney. The stakes in 2026 are higher than they have ever been. A small mistake can mean rejection, delay, or worse. Let's quickly recap what we covered today. In 2026, USCIS has made marriage-based green cards significantly harder to obtain. Here is what changed. Mandatory in-person interviews for every applicant with no exceptions. The medical exam must be submitted upfront with your I-485, not later. You must choose between adjustment of status and consular processing on Form I-130. You cannot leave it blank. Only electronic payments are accepted. No more checks or money orders. Only the latest edition of all USCIS forms will be accepted. Stricter public charge rules require a broader financial picture beyond just the I-864. Processing times are expected to be 9 to 15 months or more. Denials are up an estimated 20% in 2026. There is a growing risk of detention at interviews for applicants with immigration violations. The process is harder, but it is not impossible. Couples with genuine marriages, strong documentation, and good legal guidance are still getting approved every day. Stay informed, stay prepared, and always consult a qualified immigration attorney for advice specific to your case. Thank you for watching Immigration Radar USA. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs this information. Subscribe for the latest U.S. immigration updates, because in 2026, staying informed could make all the difference. We'll see you in the next one.